Facebook Live, Facebook Live. We have arrived. One more time, y'all. Let's get it in.
Conference muted. Conference recording started.
I want to thank everybody for chiming in. This is Watchman Derrick Yisrael, also known as Pastor Derrick, on the Early Will I Seek the Scripture Study and Prayer Line on February 1st. This is when we really supposed to go Hebrew on them, ain't this supposed to be our history month? Oh, look at here. But we're going to button up this Church Hurt series today. This is Church Hurt series part 10. We done with it for now. You know, we're going to wrap up this series for sure. Y'all permit today. Yosef, thank the Most High for you holding down the conference line, holding 10 toes down to the ground, holding it down faithfully. Hallelujah. Who at times keep on ticking into the future. Demeanor, good to see you in here, young lady. Got Matty Yahoo Doss up in here. Got my niece, Johanna. I got another niece. She might pop in too, Joshana. Don't get it twisted. Hallelujah. Who we got? Mo. What you know, Mo is in the building. Hallelujah. Who are my beautiful mothers in here? Al Mal, my pal, is in the house. My big sister Fee. Where'd it be, Fee? Good to see you in here, of course. We got Denise Wilkins in the building. She like furniture up in here now. She part of the team for real. Thank the Most High for you, young lady. Church Hurt series part 10. We're going back to the base scripture. We're going to eat from the base scripture to close it out. Church Hurt series part 10. With no further ado, we're going to rock. I'm going to do it in NIV just so it can be more clear. So just be a little more clear for the audience. If I need to go back and forth, I will. But let's rock the NIV right quick. 6 and 1. I want y'all to understand this. Look what it say. It says, brothers and sisters. So it's talking to all of us, right? Brothers and sisters. Bree, what it be? Enjoyed you in the minister class last night as well. Country, you did that. The anointing on your life is kind of like cool. You can tell you was raised around the Most High. Not only in him, but around. Yeah, you can tell. But look, brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, look at our response. Ye who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. So what are we supposed to do? Kick them while they're down? Or we supposed to restore them? Can somebody say restore? Don Deems, good to see you in here. Church Hurt series, part 10. Reed is in the building again. I'm ready when you are, Reed. Real talk. Ain't nothing but a walk to the water. Yeah. Liquid altar. Listen, Teresa, good to see you in here. I already baptized Teresa, see? Banks is in the building. Enjoyed you last night as well. Church Hurt series, part 10. We finna close him out. Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in sin, Patricia Johnson, good to see you in here. When someone is caught in a sin, they're wrong. They're sinning. Our response is to restore. Let's get this. We don't kick them when they're down. We don't start running them down, talking about them. We restore. Right? But watch yourselves. Look what it say. But watch yourselves. Or you also may be tempted. So watch yourself. Right? David Dollison, good to see you in here. We're in the Church Hurt series. Part 10. We're back at Galatians 6 and 1. Rhonda Ponder's in the building. We're at 6 and 1, y'all. Right? Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently, but watch yourself. In other words, you run up on somebody that's caught up in loneliness to the point that they're willing to sleep with you or sleep with people. They sleeping around, and here you come to restore them, and you end up sleeping with them. Somebody then lost it, and they angry as heck. And now they hurt, and hurt people. So you come around, and then they get at you crazy. You came to restore them, and now y'all in the front yard swinging. You swinging too, right? Or say you don't get into it with them. Don't forget where you came from. Because I'm going to tell you, those that's able to restore the best, be the type of people, a lot of times, be the kind that been there, done that, went there, came back. You got some folks that got a revelation of being a sinner. I think that's everybody, ain't it? Because we were all born in sin and shaped in iniquity. But when you know you're guilty, and you've sinned and you're wrong, and the Most High finally got through your thick skull to prove to you that you've been out of pocket since day one. Renee, good to see you in here. Church Hurt Series Part 10. So you got a personal revelation of how wrong you are and had been. And he delivered you from it. You consider yourself. You consider yourself that Yah had mercy on you, which causes you to look at guilty people differently because you's a guilty. If it had not been for the love of Yah, you would still be guilty. And now you know how to deal with guilty people because you'll deal with guilty people like Yah dealt with you when you was guilty. Barbara, good to see you in here. You still faithful. We're in the Church Hurt Series Part 10. Are y'all with me? So, brothers and sisters, if someone be called to sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore the person gently. But watch yourself, because you can get angry too. You can get horny too. You can wake up on the wrong side of the bed too. Don't willfully sin. Don't do it, but don't get beside yourself as if you're better than somebody else. Consider your own self. Or you also may be tempted. Look what the second verse say. Carry each other's burdens. Because we're a body. And in a body, if my arm hurt, I'm not rushing to the hospital to say, man, cut this arm off. I bumped my funny bone and I'm tired. Cut it off. Say, don't you need your arm? I said cut it off. Oh, something wrong with you. We one body, members in particular. Study Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. We one body working together in Yah. You're needed. I need you. We all a part of Yah's body. I'm better with you. Bev, good to see you in here. You already know I'm better with you, Bev. Church Hurt Series Part 10. Back at Galatians 6, second verse. So carry each other's burdens. And in this way, you will fulfill the law of the Messiah. Meaning, I'm with you. I got your back. I'm praying with you. I'm praying for you. And I'm encouraging you. And so much the more as we see the day approaching. Because the end is coming up fast, y'all. Are y'all with me? So then the third verse then says, if anyone thinks that they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. So now, when a person thinks they're better than somebody else, are you with me? When you think you're better than other people, when you talk down to people, when they sin, you like to look at you. Joker, you was there too. Yeah. If anyone think that they are something when they're not, they deceive themselves. Because anybody that's something in Yah restores. They don't look down their nose. They restore. If anyone belong to the Most High, if somebody fall, they're going to respond like Yah will respond. The Most High say, if you see somebody caught in a sin, restore. It don't say go along with it. It don't say agree with it. Because in Ephesians 5 and 11, it say, have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. Reprove them. We're supposed to correct it. We're supposed to tell them the truth. Period. But we definitely are in no shape to be looking down our nose at nobody. Are y'all with me? Briggs is in the building. Good to see you in here. Let your husband know I was respectful to you. because he can wrestle and stuff. I don't need no problems because I can't wrestle like that. So how you doing, young lady? Bless you. Congratulations on the marriage. Brothers and sisters, back to the first verse, y'all. Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, listen. You who live by the Spirit should restore gently, but watch yourself, or you also may be tempted. Carry each other's burdens. Okay, I just want to bring this out a little bit better. Logan, good to see you in here. You know what it is. I want to bring this out just a little bit better. It says carry each other's burdens. Listen, carry each other's burdens, right? Big bro, good to see you. I'm going to call you this morning, y'all permit. My son is in here. Good to see you in here, Neil. We're in the Church Hurt series, part 10. I'm closing it out today. We're in Galatians 6 and 1. But look at the second verse, 6 and 2. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of the Messiah. Watch this. Carrying each other's burdens mean you're not doing well, and I'm here to help you be restored in Yah. So my response as his son would be to help you, not to put you down, not to slam you down, not to get a bunch of rocks and stone you to death according to Moses' law. None of that. I'm here to restore you. Y'all with it? That's my responsibility. And that's how that's how we fulfill the law of the Messiah. Because the law of the Messiah is love, if you didn't know that. The law, if you took the attributes of the Messiah's spirit, right, you'd end up with love. That's in Galatians, 5 and 22, I believe. Galatians 5 and 22. Are y'all with me? Carol Johnson, good to see you in here. Bless you. But are y'all with me? That's how you fulfill that. I said you're sinning, but I have a responsibility concerning you, which is to restore. If I can help, I'm going to help. Restore you back to obeying Yah in the spirit of meekness, in the spirit of gentleness, in the spirit of love. That's how I fulfill the law of Yah. Are y'all with me? Let me keep going. So then the third verse says, if anyone think that there's something when they're not, they deceive themselves. When you think you're better than somebody else, above somebody else, then you're deceived. Because you can be tempted too. Falcon in the building once again. Good to see you in here. Alina Franklin is in here too. Y'all, it's the Church Hurt series, part 10. I'm about to button it up. Y'all might want to go back to the first one. Listen to them all if you haven't already. Third verse, Galatians 6:3. If anyone think that there is something when they're not, they deceive themselves. Watch this. Fourth verse then said, each one should test their own actions. So now it disclosed my responsibility to the body, that if anyone is in the body that's hurting, I'm supposed to be a vessel of honor to help them. And that's what Hebrews 10 and 25 was talking about, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching, but exhorting one another, encouraging one another, lifting each other up. That's my responsibility. But the fourth verse then says, each one should test their own actions. In other words, now you got to take responsibility for yourself. So now, I can't put me falling on you. I can't blame you like Adam blamed the Most High and Eve, the woman you gave me. That's what he did. He blamed Yah and the woman. The woman you gave me got me into this mess. Yamina Yahoo, good to see you in here. Battles in the building. Are you with me? Oh, that's big. Call me, Dave, when I get off here. Straight up. Call me when I get off here, and I'll call you. Falcon, I plan to call you. Are y'all with me? So, the Most High put the premise on me, am I my brother's keeper? The answer is yes, right? I'm going to switch to the KJV, y'all. I'm going to switch to KJV. So y'all can bear with me. So now I'm going to go King James Version. Watch this. Brethren, if a man is overtaken in the fall, ye which are spiritual, do what? Restore. In the spirit of meekness, consider thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So I'm going to remember myself. Watch. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill ye the law of the Messiah. So you're not doing what you should be doing. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to exhort you. And so much more as we see the day approaching. I'm not going to smash you. I'm not going to stone you to death according to Moses' law. Because the Messiah brought in the law of love. Are y'all with me? Then that's why I said in the third verse, for if any man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceived himself. You deceived when people fall, or even if they do something against you, and now you think you're better than them. Now you talk down. Now you want to spread their name as evil. You think you're better than them. You think you're something when you're nothing, and you're deceived. That's what the third verse was talking about. And then the fourth verse then says, but let every man prove his own work. And then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. So now I'm taking responsibility. Good to see you in here, Trenda. I'm taking responsibility for my life. I'm taking responsibility for living right, for being obedient to Yah for myself. Gene, good to see you in here. I'm taking responsibility for myself. That's not your responsibility, though that is your responsibility. From my perspective, it's my responsibility to obey him for me, to walk in love and do what's right for me. But it's also from your perspective to help me if I fall, and it's vice versa. Though I'm going to take full responsibility, the body should be willing to help me. If you got the spirit of the Messiah, that's how you fulfill the law of the Messiah, because the Messiah was the word made flesh, found fashion as a man. And he came to save us. He was seeking those that are lost. And we fulfill that spirit when we do it. We all here as a body, and we should be working together for the furtherance of the growth of the body, seeking those that are lost. So the fourth verse says, in the KJV, but let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoiced in himself alone and not in another. Because it feels real bad to see other people obeying Yah and moving on to Yah, and you look at yourself and you ain't doing nothing. You're all hateful and all twisted and all come on, y'all. Are y'all with me? So, I taught last night in the ministry class, right? The fifth verse on down. No. The sixth verse on down. But let me go to 5. For every man shall bear his own burden. Yeah. Even though we're here to help each other. I'm here to help y'all, but y'all gonna have to bear your own burden. I'm here to help you, but you're gonna have to man up. You're gonna have to woman up. And you're gonna have to make a personal decision to serve him for yourself. You can't be running around here church hurt, and now you're not obeying Yah with the excuse of church hurt. No, it don't work like that. And those of us who's going around hurting people, people will blame you for why they church hurt. They got to be lying on you. And please believe me, people is not above lying on you. Because people lie on me all the time. Boy, I ain't going to talk about that right now. But at the end of the day, listen. You got to take responsibility for your own salvation. Walking in the spirit of forgiveness, walking in the spirit of truth, walking in the spirit of love, period. No matter what nobody say. You got to take responsibility. And anyone that love Yah is going to be there to help you if you fall down. Are y'all with me? Let's look at this then. Let's go to Matthew's right quick, 7th chapter. 7 and 15. 7 and 15. Right on, Falcon. Hey, I'm saying a prayer with you for everybody you come in contact with. Let them know the Most High love them. And go on and feed them up real good. Bless you. Y'all with me? You mean the Yahoo? Bless you. Look what it say. Beware of false prophets. Right? Beware of false prophets. Taylor, you know what it is. Good to see you in here. It's the Church Hurt Series Part 10. Last one. We getting out of here on this topic. Listen. Beware of false prophets, which come to you. Matthew 7 and 15, Taylor. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep clothing, but inwardly there are ravening wolves. Because a false prophet don't know how to love. They won't love you. They'll use you. They'll hate on you. They'll sleep with you. They'll take advantage of you, but they don't know how to love you. And if you fall, they'll join you if your fall benefit them. If your fall got you buying dope with your income tax checks, and they can smoke with you for free, they'll do that. If you having marital problems and they want to counsel you because they want to comfort you, they want to be the comforter, they'll do that for you. Beware of false prophets. They preach a doctrine that enables everyone in the congregation to just to sin and live wild. And they want to dive in and live wild with you. False prophets. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep clothing, but inwardly there are raving wolves. They're going to destroy you spiritually. You're not going to grow. You're not going to grow in Yah messing with these jokers. The gospel don't provoke you to change and to live right. You end up having a form of godliness denying the power thereof. Nicole Robinson, always a pleasure. Church Hurt Series, Matthew 7:16. Now, you shall know them by their fruit. How you know people? By their fruit. And one of the dead giveaways is see how they respond to people that fall into sin. See how they respond to people that sin against them. Do you really want to know how a person is? Watch when somebody do something wrong to them. See how they respond. That's a dead giveaway. Watch how a person act when somebody do something wrong to them personally. Long as they key in your car, they willing to pray for them. But the moment they key their car, see how they act. Oh, I don't play that. Oh, I thought you was an evangelist. No, I don't play that. You's a devil. You was praying for me when I keyed their car. Why ain't you praying for me when I key yours? JB, good to see you in here, man. I didn't know that was you. Are you with me? You shall know, Matthew 7:16. You shall know them by the fruit, by the actions. The fruit is the actions, y'all. Then it asks a question. Do men gather grapes of thorn? Do you go to a thorn bush to look for some grapes to eat? Or figs from a thistle? They're pretty, but they prick you. You looking for some figs? You can get your little feelings hurt. You're going to get pricked. You're going to be stinging and hungry. 17th verse. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. When a good tree is around, listen, I'm going to tell you this. When a good tree is around, it brings forth good fruit. But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree is fulfilling the law of the Messiah. That's a good tree. Did y'all hear what I said? A good tree is fulfilling the law of the Messiah. And the Messiah is to seek those that are lost, to restore them in the spirit of meekness, in the spirit of love. That's what we do. That's why we feed. That's why we clothe. That's why we're polite. That's why we're loving. That's why we're forgiving. Because we're seeking those that are lost. We restore people. When we're around, Yah's around. Because greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world. When we're around, Yah's around, and people love being around us because they get restored. They grow. They're encouraged in Yah when we're around. Are y'all with me? So the 17th verse said, even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. They're not going to encourage you in Yah. If you go against them, they'll hate you forever. They're not going to forgive you. They're going to call you to the carpet, and you're going to stay at the carpet. You might be at the carpet for 15 years. Do something wrong to a corrupt tree, they'll hate you for 40 years. And I mean that. You got people that hate me. I was a rascal back in the day a little bit, though. But you got people that hate me for something that happened 30 years ago, 40 years ago, to this day. Faithfully. Oh, it's crazy. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A corrupt tree, you gonna know. Oh, you just be around. You gonna know. Always got some mess to stir. Always got something negative to say. Always talking about what somebody did to them. Always don't not forget this. Okay. I need a break from you. Corrupt tree. 18th verse. A good tree, listen. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Cannot do it. Will not do it. When you're around a good tree, you either gonna grow in Yah because you'll be the fruit they bring forth. Y'all got to understand what I'm trying to say to you right now. A good ministry, I'm being honest with you, but listen to this. A good ministry brings forth good fruit. Another type of a tree is a ministry. And a good ministry, a good tree brings forth good fruit. The product of a ministry, right, is the people. And when you're a part of a good ministry, you begin to grow and change. I'm telling you that. You'll grow and change. You're gonna start growing in Yah and changing into the image of Yah. I'm telling you that. And when you're a part of a corrupt ministry, you're gonna remain a devil. You're just gonna be religious. You're gonna still cuss, you're gonna still screw, smoke cigarettes, you're going to the clubs. It's just gonna be, ugh. I'm telling you that. You're gonna know every tree by the fruit it bears. Let me tell you something else. And those that are not good fruit is not gonna remain in the congregation of the righteous. What is that? Psalms 1? You're gonna leave. Listen to this. If there's anyone that's a part of a good ministry, your time is limited if you don't change. You're going to leave. And that has to do with Yah sending you a strong delusion that you'll believe a lie. That they all might be damned who have not love for the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. When you have pleasure in unrighteousness, the truth is right here, but you have pleasure in unrighteousness, this is not going to be the ministry for you. 18th verse. A good tree, listen, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. That's why they'll leave. The word be too hard for some people because they ain't gonna do it. They don't want to. Can I teach like this? I'm gonna close it out like it's supposed to be closed out. People get away. Man, I like Torrance, man. You all right with me, man. Listen. People leave. People. It'd be hard because I start like really caring about people. I care about them from the gate, but it get personal. And then, but when you see they're not doing what they're supposed to do, they're gonna leave. I'm telling you that. The crowd that's in here now is not the same crowd that was in here 3 years ago. I'm telling you that. 2 years ago. It's just I just don't like to see the process, but it is what it is. I can't control it. Continue to teach. I will. A good tree cannot bring forth good fruit. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. When you corrupt, you can only take so much of this. I need a break. It'll draw you or drive you, sis. Are y'all with me? Right on, Leslie Sutton. Good to see you in here. 19th verse then says, every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. And the cold part about it, that's in the end. They kind of like shy away. Oh, and you hate it. You hate when you see people that belong to Yah, because we all belong to Yah, in theory. But when you got people that belong to Yah and you see the gifts and then you want them to stay, you want to grow with them, you want to do a work for Yahweh, but their days be numbered because behind the scenes they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and then you see people slowly. When the word is strong, some people just like boom overnight they just gone, but a lot of people do it slowly, just slowly. Leave less and less. They just miss this, and then they miss this, and then they miss it. I've seen that process. I've seen people leave without ever saying they're leaving. And I saw the slow process. It's slow. It's slow. Less and less. They still talk like everything is good, but they just become less. Then all of a sudden, people be, whatever happened to what you call them? They be gone. Church hurt series, y'all. I'm closing it out. 19th verse. Every tree that brings forth not good fruit, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Obey Yah. Even when you don't want to. And he'll keep you. Because if you don't, you're going to start slowly. It's too condemning for a person to do it abruptly. They do it slowly, like ease out. You know how when a woman is in a relationship and the relationship is over, how she slowly start moving out. Slowly, she working. She you feel me? Just slowly. Now, if he a violent, crazy cat, she just gonna disappear. She gonna end up in another city with a Spanish name, even though she's Hebrew. No, anyway, fake nose. You got little kids got wigs on. She out of here. I'm gone overnight. She was doing it slowly. You just didn't know it. That's how people do in the spirit. Just slowly easing. What you doing? What you doing secretly? What you doing? You doing stuff you ain't got no business doing, huh? And you refuse to stop, huh? Okay, so Yah's putting you out. You starting to receive a strong delusion. Can I teach y'all like that? Listen, 19th verse. Every tree that bringeth forth not good fruit. How much time I got? Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast in the fire. But the 20th verse is where I'm gonna stop. Wherefore, by their fruit, you should know them. Are y'all with me? By their fruit. Action speaks louder than words. By their fruit. By their fruit. Back to Galatians 6 and 1, because this was the Church Hurt series. This is part 10. Please understand this. Right on, Taylor. Please understand this. That unfortunately people make mistakes when they're growing. It's true. Unfortunately, some mature people make mistakes sometimes. But when you belong to Yah, you don't become the enemy of Yah's children unless you're a corrupt tree. Some people turn into career church hurtful. That's what they do. They're pointing at you. Yeah, they screwing. They screwing, they cussing, they lying. They raising hell on earth. I mean, they just a straight mess. But when you talk to them, they're going to tell you about what the church did to them. Can y'all see that? How satanic that is? Can y'all see that? I want you to see truth and not be deceived by people and their shenanigans. You see people living like a straight devil. And then you ask them what happened. Oh, the church. Church this. You ain't had no business screwing the pastor in the first place. How you going to blame the church and you screwed the pastor? He didn't pull no gun on you. You scandalous. You turned on Yah and screwed the pastor. Now you're talking about how the church hurt you. No, your lust and your rebellion to Yah is what hurt you. You screwed the deacon. Why are you in the ministry screwing and lying? Why are you doing that? Church didn't hurt you. Maybe that dude is a false prophet. But he showed who you was too. When the Bible describes here in Galatians 6 chapter, it discloses what a person's response is to someone in sin. We're supposed to help them up. We're not supposed to join them in sin. We're supposed to help them out of sin because we in this body, and in this body there is no sin. So all of us are supposed to be in this body working to keep each other in there living right. Are y'all with me? If you're in sin, you're wrong. And if I join you in sin, I'm also wrong as well. You can't blame me and I can't blame you. We both scandalous. We both turned on Yah. So then you leave in the name of church hurt, but what really drove you away was your sin. Now, if you're in a ministry where they sinful, leave. But you ain't got to leave Yah. And if you leave them, right, if you leave that ministry and then join a real one, you're not going to be over there on tour bashing them. You'll let people know maybe they shouldn't go there, but you're not on tour. You're not bitter. You still walking in the spirit of love. In fact, if you ran into any of them, you'd help them grow. If you're a good tree, you'd help them grow. If I'm a false prophet and I did something to hurt you, and you should leave me without question, get away from me. You believe I'm toxic because what I did or what I'm doing, so you say. Then you would leave, then you would grow in Yah, and next time I see you, you would be witnessing to me. As opposed to hating me and running me down. That's not the spirit of Yah. You got to be a corrupt tree in order to be hating me. Talking bad about me. Can't reconcile with me. You're a corrupt tree if a person can't apologize for what they did to you, for what you say they did to you. If somebody did something wrong to you and they apologize, you, a good treat, you're going to forgive them fast. You're going to have a little Messiah in you, ain't you? You already told y'all forgive him for he know not what he do. But if I run into you 30 years later and you still bitter, then you's a corrupt tree. Can I teach y'all something? I'm trying. So we understand, we closing out. This is the Church Hurt series, y'all. I'm done. But brother, if a man is overtaken in the fault, it's your fault. You're wrong. You're going against Yah. You sinning against Yah. So what we supposed to do, those are the spiritual. You horny, I'm not finna join you. You want to fight, I'm not finna join you. You backbiting and acting a fool, I'm not finna join you. I'm going to help you. If I can. Period. And I'm going to do it in the spirit of meekness. And I'm going to watch myself because I want to be saved too. And the second verse then says, bear ye one another's burden. I'm with you. I'm going to help you. We're not trying to kill one another, destroy one another spiritually or physically. I'm trying to help you. Bear one another's burden, so fulfill you the law of the Messiah. Because if I think I'm something, I'm above you, you stay down there and I'm above you, I'm deceived. I think I'm better than you and I'm not. But then it went on to say, but you got to take responsibility for yourself. Let every man prove his own work. You got to take responsibility for yourself. Then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. You know you are Yah. You walk in the spirit of truth. You walk in the spirit of love. You not doing the devil's job. You didn't prejudge somebody in your head to the point that they're a devil. They can't even apologize to you. They can't even reconcile with you. You so evil. And you are. You so evil, a person can't even make it right with you. Because if they make it right with you, that ain't good enough for you. You got to hold that incident. You can't let it go. You are the devil. Can I teach like this? I'm going to. Because it's true. A person can't even apologize. You still tripping off something that happened 30 years ago, and you think you a prophet or a prophetess. You think you and Yah's on good, you out your mind. If you can't forgive, if you can't do what Stephen did, what the Messiah did, forgive them for they know not what they do. If you don't have that in you, something wrong with you. Prayerfully, a word this real will deliver you from you. Church hurt. When your confidence is Yah, you can't be church hurt. Always a pleasure seeing you in here, Victoria. Bless you. Always a pleasure, young lady. But when you're confident, when you're not trusted in the man, there's nothing you can do that can, for the lack of a better term, church hurt me. I'm going to tell you that now. You can't. There's nothing you can do. Been there, done that. I didn't got church hurt and I had to learn from it. And the Most High revealed to me that I took out on him what they did. And when I let that go, I'm going to listen to this. I absolutely love the person that so-called church hurt me. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I learned a lot about Yah through that individual. There's individuals that I didn't agree with. And I learned more about Yah from them than anybody else. That's probably, I'm still going to stick with that. Yeah. I learned the so-called people that I would say potentially would have church hurt me or did church hurt me. I learned more from them. I have more respect for them than probably anybody in the spiritual community. And I can admit that. Now, if I'm church hurt, I couldn't admit that. I'd rather point out what I believe they did that I disagree with or I believe hurt me. Or the truth of the matter is I learned more. I've seen more Yah and I learned more from them. Now, I'm going to go straight for my leadership and then I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Listen to this. Could I, you know how people can complain about their parents? I'm gonna go, y'all. I gotta go. You know how children complain about their parents, but their parents be like, "You got a lot of nerve. All what I did for you, all what I did for you," and you be shocked if you heard your children talking to their friends about how scandalous their parents is. After all what I did for you, really, that's your point of view? Okay, so that's the same in the spirit. Cause when a person is wicked enough to be church hurt by leadership that taught them the word and that labor with them, and say that person did get sideways, I'm going to go deep. All the way down, say if they slept with him. A preacher slept with a sister in the church. Should he have done it? No. And she's church hurt by it. Well, you shouldn't have slept with him. You scandalous. You turned on Yah. But let's go deep. Now, all the teachings that you got that was true, you going to discount that? No, you don't discount that. If you're really in Yah, you're going to forgive them and forgive yourself. And no, you can't be there. You shouldn't sit up under somebody you screwing. All the way down to done screwed, really. I can get deeper in that. There are exceptions to the rule, but I don't feel like breaking all that up right now. But all I'm saying to you is, can you admit that you learned something? Something. Give credit where credit's due and do it pushing. You ain't running around here just church hurt. The only reason why you church hurt is because you Yahless. You don't have the most, you're bitter. I'm not bitter. Tell you. The so-called people that potentially would be in the category of church hurting me have taught me so much, I'd be a fool to run around here and act like I'm church hurt. Even though I can tell you some things that I disagreed with. But they don't, in no shape, form, or fashion, outweigh what I learned from leadership that I came up under. And people might have opinion. Oh, you got pimped. You think what you want to think. I was giving my whole checks and everything. Do I regret it? Heck no. Would I do it again? Heck yeah. Because now I know how to give. I know how to forgive. I know how to love. And boy, did I learn a lot of word. Boy, did I. Undo that? You out your mind. Ain't nowhere in the world I'd undo that. Because of that, I am who I am. I wish I can chime you in right quick, Gene, because I really don't understand exactly what you're saying. I'd have to read it later. But anyway, I pray y'all learn something. Don't run around here church hurt. Don't run around here blaming me. I'm talking to all y'all. You crazy. I'm a pastor, straight up. Don't blame me like I did something so bad to you. Prayerfully, you learn from me. And if I ever have crossed you in any way, I'm talking to everybody. Because to tell you the truth, I don't think I crossed none of y'all. I think I've been good to every last one of y'all and will continue to be so. But back to my point. Don't never use me, leadership, as a reason why you're not obeying Yah. Because you should always be obeying Yah. And don't you ever let nobody be the reason that you're going against Yah and you using them as the reason that you're going against Yah. I'm telling you to obey Yah no matter what. No matter who. Period. No weapon formed against you gonna prosper. You're not running around here church hurt. You run around here with the victory. You ain't run around here bitter. And you can face. I can face the people that supposedly church hurt me. And how I would face them, if they needed some money from me, I'd give it to them. Did you hear that? If they needed a glass of water from me, I'd give it. If I had an extra car parked and they needed a car, I wouldn't sell it to them. I'd sign over the pink slip. If they needed a place to stay and I had a room, could they sleep in it? The answer is yes. And if we was cold outside and I had an extra coat, I'd give it to them. and would highly consider giving them the coat off my back if I didn't have an extra one. This was the Church Hurt series, part 10. We done. Let's pray. Spirit of the living Elohim, I love you and thank you for this opportunity to come before you with enough word to deliver church hurt folks across the world. Send this word out to your children. Cause restoration to happen. Ezekiel 37. There was a casualty in the valley. Dead bodies everywhere. Dead bodies everywhere. Yeah, y'all put 5 on it. But there's dead bodies everywhere. And you said, prophesy, son of man, prophesy. Give them the word. And the bodies begin to come together. Bones and muscles and veins. You call it sinews begin to come together. And then they stood up on their feet. Wasn't no breath in them, but they were standing up. And then you told the son of man to command the 4 winds across the world to breathe on them, to fill them up with the ruach, with the spirit of your word. They stood up, exceeding strong and mighty army. Stand us up, cause us to rise up. What the devil thought was going to destroy us, cause it to make us better. and then we'll be careful to give you the praise and honor, even for this. And we celebrate the victory in you in the matchless name of Yahushua. I humbly pray. Hallelujah. And Amen. Not only would I give him my coat if I didn't have an extra one, the likelihood of me doing it to not doing it probably would be like 90-10. 90% I would give the coat off my back to them, because that's how much of a blessing they've been in my life. I'm not going to play the church hurt game, and I pray all y'all was delivered. You're all right with me, Torrance. You be coming with it. But that's it right there, y'all. Y'all be delivered from people and walk in the spirit of love and walk in the spirit of truth. Was y'all blessed? Was y'all blessed by the Church Hurt series? Put a 6 in here if you were blessed. If you were blessed by the Church Hurt series. That like you learned something. Put a 7 in here if you were church hurt, but you no longer. Put a 7 in here if you were church hurt, but now you're free. Put a 7 in here if you were church hurt, but after this series, you're no longer church hurt. Put a 7 in here. If you were church hurt, but you're healed and you're free to move about the city in the spirit of love. Put a 7 in here. If you were church hurt by church folk, but now you're delivered. Put a 7 in here. 7, number of completion. Put a 7. If you were church, everybody wasn't church hurt. But if anyone got hurt by those who were supposed to believe the Most High, but now you're free. I put a 7 in here too. Boy, could I love on those that raised me in him. Boy, could I. We're privileged. And they definitely didn't do everything I liked or agreed with. You can believe that. But I appreciate them giving me the word. That's it, man. Thank everybody that puts the share button. Sharing your platforms with the truth of the word. Thank everybody that tag, bringing folks in. Some of y'all I'm telling you need a shoe deal. You just tag up a storm, and I appreciate that. And thank everybody that financially supports this ministry. If this ministry is not spiritually supporting you, you shouldn't. But shame on you. And I mean this. Shame on you if you won't sow where you grow. That's bad. It's like living in somebody's house, but you ain't going to pay. You ain't putting in. Like they owe you like that. That's not cool. Y'all don't be like that. If sow where you grow, period. And you can't be y'all giving. I'm finna get out of here. Some of y'all are financially going through it because you don't give. And you financially low. You use that as the reason not to give. But you financially low because you don't give. And you got to learn concept like the widow's mite. She gave when she didn't have it, and her food never ran out. Because she gave to the man of Yah. That's Bible. I love y'all. Y'all want to talk about this lesson? Feel free to dial 302-202-1102, extension 815648. Keep that number, because we pray at noon. The ministry has a prayer at noon, and we doubling back at 7 p.m. tonight, Pacific Standard Time. I love y'all. Y'all be Baruch and Barak Shalom. I'm gone.